My hair is messy and my face is puffy because I just rolled out of the bed. But today, shall we do a makeup experiment? This is something I have wondered for a long time. Because for applying foundation, I feel like it's very, very important that the tools doesn't absorb a lot of product. That way you can, of course, get more coverage and you can also apply more evenly. Because if the puff is absorbing a lot, it's actually very hard to apply product evenly. And I sometimes find some sponges or tools absorb more than the other. But I always wondered, is that actually true, or is just the ability of the sponge making me think differently? So today let's do an experiment to see what type of tools actually absorb more product. Okay, so I feel like for common beliefs, probably people would think a brush would absorb less. Of course, like the least absorption would be from a finger, right? But let's not consider that. For tools, I think people think brush absorb the least. And I also feel like this type of sponge doesn't absorb a lot. And I'm later gonna wet this, now it's dry. This type of sponge, I feel like absorb the most. It's like the skin colored sponge. But I always wondered, is it because of the color? Because this color, I just can't see it, even if it's like absorbed. But for this one, if it just absorb a little bit, I can really see it. So today let's see, can we get a result? Is this actually absorbing more or not? Let me wet this first before I weigh it. First of all, let's weigh the foundation. I'm gonna use this Addiction Tokyo foundation because the formulation is like a very typical liquid foundation formulation. I don't want to use something that's too tough. I also don't want to use something that's too loose, because if you are gonna reference from this video, if the formulation, the texture of the foundation is too extreme on one side, it's probably hard to reference, right? So let's choose just something in the middle. And I'm gonna squirt 4 pumps into on this little palette and take the average, because I don't really have like industrial grade of scale or something. It's just like a normal cheap kitchen scale, so it's not like the best thing ever. So just to be accurate, let's take average. Maybe I should throw the first pump away because it's probably not a full pump. Okay. I hate it. The last pump is not a full pump, so let's wipe away the last pump. It's really a waste of foundation. I hope I got a foundation that I didn't like this much, so that I don't have to waste so much foundation, but we're already here. Let me take a picture. But it's 0.86 for 4 pumps. Each pump is around 0.1 to 2 grams, right? So let's weigh the sponge as well. The sponge, I want to take an average, because again, it's not like it's the best scale ever. Okay, let's weigh this wet, normal, beauty blender type of sponge. Okay, 3 times, about 16.3 grams. Okay, let's apply one of these pumps. Actually, I don't need 1 pump for half of a face, but I guess we have to, because I don't think it's like very accurate to take half a pump, because I don't know what is half a pump, Okay, I say that is blended fully, right? Why does it not change anything? What? Because it barely changed, really. Okay. Is it because this is just not absorbing anything? I don't know. Let's use a brush this time. Okay, just smeared everything there. And let's just stamp with the brush. I really just don't like how a brush blends my foundation. I just think it doesn't look as smooth as the sponge side, but maybe that's just in my mind. The brush has some different, and I'm gonna give you the average. But I would actually say this is not absorbing a lot at all. So maybe that's why it didn't really show any. And I'm gonna take off this foundation. I fully forgot to press the record button, so you didn't see me apply, which sounds like I'm cheating, but I promise I'm not. I just sprayed this puff and applied it on this side, and I measured it. And I took pictures as well. So I'm gonna show you all of the result on the screen right now and tell you what's the winner, because right now I don't know, I don't remember all of the numbers, but I feel like it's not at all what I thought it would be. I thought it would be this one, but I feel like from the result it's probably this one because it barely changed. I think it's not like it doesn't absorb anything, it's absorbing such little amount, the scale is not even detecting it. Which I guess it checks, because I normally feel like this sponge works very well. It doesn't absorb much at all. I feel like the result, like I said, is not at all I was expecting. But I almost feel like probably the way the sponge apply a certain product can make you think it is absorbing less or more. Because while I was applying all of this, I just feel like this is the only sponge that I feel like I have too much product that I need to spread to other area. So I just feel like overall, even though maybe this one is absorbing some, but the way it absorbs is like very, how to say, evenly. So it still has like a lot of product on it to transfer to other areas, so that always made me think it doesn't really absorb much. Whereas this type of sponge, I mean, I guess it's the look of it. It's like making you think it absorbs a lot when it didn't absorb much, or at least the same level. It's probably how this works, because whenever I apply with this type of like sponge, I feel like my makeup is kind of uneven, and I didn't think this one would absorb much at all. But if you really think about it, there's so many hairs, there are gonna be a lot stuck into the hair, and it's not like a smooth surface as a sponge, so it makes sense it would absorb some. The result is quite interesting for me, but not like super surprising, I guess, because this one is saturated with water, so it actually makes sense it's absorbing less. And the other sponges I like soaked it a little bit as well, but it's like for a brush you cannot really soak it before you use it, so I guess it makes sense. It actually makes sense. And that is all for today's video. I think it's kind of a fun experiment. If you have anything like makeup related that is like a little experiment that you would love someone to do for you, don't hesitate to comment that. And if I think of anything else, I might just do it, because I think this is very fun, other than I wasted a couple pump of my favorite foundation. And that is all. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.